These are the top 5 worst wildfires in the U.S. based on the death toll. The Peshtigo Fire and the Great Fires of 1871. For 3 days in October of 1871, the entire upper Midwest of the United States was a raging inferno. 4 of the worst fires in American history, known collectively as the Great Fires of 1871, burned simultaneously in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Among them was the legendary Great Chicago Fire that killed an estimated 300 people, charred 17,500 buildings, and left 100,000 people homeless. Meanwhile, 3 other wildfires claimed the lives of more than 500 in Michigan. The deadliest of the Great Fires was the Peshtigo Fire that ripped through the rural Wisconsin logging town of Peshtigo on the night of October 8, 1871. The fast-moving wildfire killed 800 residents in Peshtigo alone and claimed as many as 2,400 total victims, making it the deadliest fire in recorded North American history. The Cloquet Fire, 1918. The second deadliest fire in North America also struck the upper Midwest nearly 50 years after the Great Fires of 1871. It started when sparks from a passing train ignited a wildfire outside of the small town of Cloquet, Minnesota. The fire smoldered for several days until October 12, when things took a turn for the worse. Winds measuring as high as 76 miles per hour fanned the previously tame wildfire into a raging killer. The Cloquet Fire fully consumed the towns of Cloquet, Moose Lake, and Kettle River before bearing down on the larger city of Duluth. More than 1,000 people lost their lives in the wildfire, 38 communities were destroyed, and 250,000 acres burned. The Maui Wildfires, 2023. The village of Lahaina on the island of Maui was a tropical paradise that was once the capital of the Hawaiian Empire. But on August 8, 2023, gusting winds from a passing hurricane fueled some existing brush fires into an uncontrollable inferno that leveled Lahaina, killing dozens of unsuspecting residents and tourists. The trouble started in the early hours of August 8 when authorities reported a brush fire in the Maui upcountry, the rolling hills and volcanic mountains near the center of the island. A second fire sparked outside of Lahaina around 6:30 that morning, but Maui fire authorities reported that it was fully contained by 9 a.m. A passing hurricane, by the name of Doro, was exploring the Hawaiian Islands hundreds of miles to the south, with winds that fanned the brush fires back to life. In the confusion and chaos, many residents of Lahaina didn't know that they were surrounded by a tightening circle of flames. When escape routes were blocked by thick smoke, some desperate residents scrambled into the ocean and remained there for hours. The death toll from the Maui wildfires stands at 120, as of August 24, 2023, already making the blaze the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than a century. Those numbers are expected to increase as an estimated 1,000 remained missing or unaccounted for. The Big Burn or Big Blow Up, 1910. In August of 1910, an unprecedented wildfire known as the Big Burn or the Big Blow Up scorched 3 million acres of virgin forest in Montana, Idaho, and Washington. It was an early and painful test of the U.S. Forestry Service, formed in 1905. Of the 87 people who died in the blaze, 78 of them were firefighters. As with other deadly fires in North America, the 1910 blaze began as a patchwork of small brush fires burning in drought-stricken forests. Then, of course, came the wind. Hurricane-force winds from a massive cold front slammed into the region and whipped the brush fires into a killing frenzy. The heat was so intense that trees exploded like Roman candles. It was because of this fire that the U.S. Forestry Service began combating and containing even the smallest forest fires to avoid another massive conflagration. The Camp Fire, 2018. In November of 2018, the Northern Californian town of Paradise was transformed into a living hell by the deadliest wildfire in California history. The blaze was ignited on November 8 by a nearly 100-year-old electrical transmission line in the Sierra Nevada foothills above Paradise. A stiff wind pushed the wildfire rapidly downhill before many residents of nearby communities could escape. The speed of the wildfire at its peak intensity was calculated as 80 football fields a minute. It took only 4 hours for the campfire to nearly erase the town of Paradise, claiming 86 lives and leaving more than 30,000 people homeless. Those were the top 5 deadliest wildfires in U.S. history based on death toll. If you like this video, show your support by clicking that like button, checking out some fresh merch, share with everybody you know, and most importantly subscribing with all notifications turned on. Until next time. Peace.